Thompson. And I'm Mason Matthews. We are very excited that you are here with us today. Welcome to Hampton Primary School. Good morning, I'm Seth Bagley. And I'm Kennedy Hamner. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Emily Marsh.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us today as we dedicate Hampton Primary School. We extend a warm welcome to Mr. Tom Brady, DODEA Director, Mrs. Beth Anderson, wife of Lieutenant General Joseph Anderson, 18th Airborne Corps in Fort Bragg Commanding General, general officers, school board members, invited guests, staff, parents, and students, and a very special welcome to Captain Hampton's parents, Ann and Dale Hampton, and Captain Hampton's aunt, Patsy Finley. Today, we pay tribute to Captain Kimberly Hampton, an American soldier, patriot, and hero. Our first speaker will be Lieutenant Colonel Brady Gallagher, Rear Detachment Commander for 82nd Combat Aviation Brigade. Lieutenant Colonel Gallagher.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished visitors and guests, I am Lieutenant Colonel Brady Gallagher, the 82nd Combat Aviation Brigade Rear Detachment Commander. It is truly an honor to be here today and to represent the paratroopers of the 82nd Combat Aviation Brigade, Pegasus, the Wings of the Airborne. The flyover you witnessed at the start of today's ceremony serves as an aerial salute in honor of today's dedication ceremony, honoring the sacrifice and service of Captain Kimberly Hampton. The mission of the OH-58D Kiowa Warrior helicopter is to provide armed reconnaissance on the battlefield in direct support of the Ground Maneuver Commander's mission and objectives. This versatile combat helicopter has proven itself time and time over again, flying thousands of combat flight hours and missions on both the battlefields of Iraq and Afghanistan. These armed scout helicopters often work closely with ground forces, engage in direct combat, and can provide close combat attacks wherever needed and wherever called upon. It is in this role that today we honor the service and sacrifice of Captain Kimberly Hampton. While serving as the Delta Troop Commander of 1st Squadron, 17th Cavalry Regiment, her aircraft was shot down on 2 January 2004 over Fallujah, Iraq. Her mission that day was to provide support to a raid on an illegal weapons marketplace in the city. While searching for a sniper on the rooftops, a surface-to-air missile struck Kimberly's aircraft, causing the aircraft to crash and fatally injuring Kimberly. Captain Kimberly Hampton is remembered today for not only being the first female combat aviator to be killed in combat in United States history, but for the remarkable life she lived, an example she set for her fellow paratroopers and cavalrymen. She is known for being a role model student, a respected leader, an exceptional communicator, and generally excelling at virtually every endeavor she undertook. Her life serves as inspiration for us all, whose commitment and dedication to duty will always be honored and remembered. It is for these reasons that her legacy lives on and is celebrated in today's dedication of the Captain Kimberly Hampton School here at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, at the home of the Airborne and the All-American Division. It is because of the sacrifices of soldiers like Captain Kimberly Hampton that we live in a land of the free, because of the brave. I will be followed by Mr. Tom Brady, the Director of the Department of Defense Education Activity. Airborne, all the way.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I normally at this point say, and the most important are, of course, our students. But today I'm going to amend that a little bit. I'm going to say we're equally honored by having Dale and Ann Hampton here to join us today. We truly appreciate you being here. From my perspective in Washington, I bring 181 sister schools, congratulations and celebration. I have been to many dedications, and this is obviously the most, with a flyover and the person that we're honoring and the children's awareness of that. So this is very, very special. The Department of Defense has made a remarkable commitment to the proper facilities and schools for our children. We have a $4.2 billion construction program. We're opening up 6 new schools this year. And it's absolutely a tribute to the senior leaders in Washington to do that, to support our kids. But also the senior leadership here at Fort Bragg were absolutely instrumental. And when you're talking about building a school, to get to this point, you're talking about the Corps of Engineers support, the Brassfield and Gorey's design build, $35 million. It's a beautiful facility, but that's the bricks and mortars. Let's talk about what's going to go on inside the building for a moment. We have what's called now 21st century learning standards. It's a different way to educate our children. It's student-centered. It's not like when I was a kid where all the desks were lined up. Oh, no one remembers that. That's 200 years ago. They were lined up and the teacher was in the front and that was it. When you go inside, you will see neighborhoods. You will see flexible dividers so that classes can meet and they can expand and teachers can collaborate. And there are one-on-one education. And this is a remarkable step forward so that we can provide the best possible education to the children of America's heroes. And I think that Dr. Emily Marsh did a wonderful job in putting this together. And the real leadership is Dr. Priscilla Joyner, who is the principal. And there are 93 volunteer teachers who came to do something different. Well, yes, the volunteer staff to come here to try something different, to take a look at something else, to do the 21st century teaching and learning. And my hat's off to them and the remarkable children that they will get a chance to impact. So that's the school, that's the education mission, and that's absolutely critical. But there's another part of this that I think is equally as important. You've heard Colonel Gallagher, and he talked about Captain Hampton and the fact that she was such made the ultimate sacrifice and was an absolute example for everyone she knew and every paratrooper she met. But she also is a perfect example of the very qualities and attributes that we want our children to internalize and be aware of. We're talking about doing the impossible and making it routine, to taking the challenge, to being the pioneer, to being the leader and do things that haven't been done before. And that's what Captain Hampton did. And because her name will be here and the memory that will be here, every one of the children will know her, and every future generation will know of the sacrifice and the wonderful example of Captain Hampton. So I am honored and humbled to be here today, and the impact on not only the new school, on generations, but also Captain Hampton's memory. And so I stand before you as a representative of all the schools in the Department of Defense, but nevertheless, this is a very special day for Fort Bragg, and I am honored to have been a part of it. Thank you very much.
Mr. and Mrs. Hampton, on behalf of all students at Hampton Primary School, Gray Burgess and Kira Gray would like to present you with gifts of flowers and a replica of the plaque that can be seen on the front of the school near the entrance. The plaque reads, Hampton Primary School, Department of Defense, Domestic Elementary and Secondary Schools, named in memory of Captain Kimberly Nicole Hampton, 1976-2004. Patriot, soldier, hero. Dedicated October 2014. Mr. and Mrs. Hampton, along with Ms. Joyner, principal of Hampton Primary School, and Ms. Melinda Dagley, Hampton Primary School PTA president, will now join me to unveil the portrait of Captain Hampton, donated by Mr. and Mrs. Andy Burley, that will hang in the school.
Captain Kimberly Hampton is an inspiration to us all. There is a quote from Vincent van Gogh in the book Kimberly's Flight. I am seeking, I am striving, I am in it with all my heart. At Kimberly Hampton Primary School, we hope to instill a sense of adventure and exploration. We hope to provide an environment that promotes perseverance and tenacity. We hope that children will know that they are in the heart of all we do, through our words and actions. Our young students will become lifelong learners, equipped with the confidence and knowledge to follow their dreams. Mr. and Mrs. Hampton, we are honored, we are proud, and we're grateful to be a part of your daughter's legacy. We will now enjoy a patriotic medley performed by our second grade classes. Following the medley, all Hampton students will sing the school song entitled Hampton Pride, which was written by Miss Nicole Castle, Hampton Primary School music teacher. This song was written to honor the life and spirit of Captain Hampton. As she inspired her fellow soldiers, her memory will inspire all of us.
My country to the deep, sweet land of
This concludes our ceremony. We would like to ask our distinguished guests to remain in their seats until our student ushers come forward to escort you into the reception. We would truly like to thank everyone for joining us today for this wonderful event, and we hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you.